Hey folks, your technical challenge this week is to write a short business plan. So, this is a really common business um, type of business writing, and I think it's a great sort of task for this week. I have a lot of students interested in business or starting a small business. So, this is a great way to start sort of formulating those ideas and to formalizing your ideas through the plan sort of format. So you have lots of examples this week, maybe too many examples. We'll look at a few in a second, and a lot of sort of description of the parts and the format and the structure of a business plan. Um, there's there is a consensus on these plans, but you know some of the parts may not make sense for you. So, for example, like there's a funding part of the plan that may not make sense, right? You may not have a funder. Does that make sense? So you would just leave that part off of your plan. So let's go through a little bit of this. So our dis- our discussion this week is to post your business plan and make sure to provide feedback on at least one of your colleagues here in the discussion. And I give you some things to focus on in your comments. So take a look at that. It's under the highlighted portion. Um, right? You can focus on if the idea is clear, if it's offering something new, right? A superior product or a superior service, and if that is clearly expressed. So that's right. I give you some of that peer review feedback stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna make this a little bit longer of an assignment. So I'm looking for 3 pages double spaced of a business plan. I've seen these written as bullet points, but many of them are written in sort of paragraph form. So it's really for you to decide how you want your plan to look, since I want this to be useful for you. Okay, so your plan should start with a mission statement, a company description, a market analysis. So let me break a few of these down, and then we'll look at an example. And I'll give an example of my husband has a cleaning business, so I'm just I'm just gonna use his business, which I have helped him clean houses, and I don't think he ever made a formal business plan. So it's sort of me backtracking sort of what he does. Okay, so mission statement, right? So if me and my husband were making, a mission statement for his business, this is where you say, what's the purpose of your business? What need is it meeting, right? So the purpose of the business, it's a cleaning business. The need it's meeting is this is going to be a, sort of like 100% organic cleaning supply based company. So there's not a lot of those. So it is meeting a, sort of like a market niche there. Um, Company description, right? I could go into, again, the types of cleaning products that we're using. Um, and I would go into, the employees are paid well, right? I think that's sort of like part of an ethical business. Um, Go into details about the problems your business will solve, right? I would also mention that, uh, and this sort of bleeds into market analysis. So, folks, you can even sort of blend some of these, but I like the, one, two, three, four format, or just paragraph format. So it's really up to you to decide how your business plan looks, and there's lots of examples. But with the company description and the market analysis, we've looked at sort of the base price for cleaning a house versus cleaning an apartment versus a move out. Um, and the average pricing for like a house here is like 250, right? So we want to come in just below that number. And how did we do that market research, right? So this is like obviously looking on Yelp and other sort of there's all these like apps for house cleaning. We've looked at those apps. Does that make sense? So like, and I also think of like, if I was doing a dog walking business, right? There's like Rover, right? So I would go through Rover and I would look at what is their pricing model, what is their service, and how can I offer, something better and maybe even cheaper. right? That's what I think of with a business plan. Like, what are we offering and how does it come in under market price? So that's all under company description, market analysis. So market analysis is going to look really different for whatever your business is, right? And it can be a product, a service, whatever, however you think of as something that you want to offer, right, for sale. Um, Organization and management. Tell your readers how your company will be structured and who will run it, right? Will it be just you? Will it be a team, right? You can go into the legal structure, but you don't have to. This may not concern you, right? So some of these are more optional. My husband doesn't really have a legal structure for his, like it's his small business, it's him, right? Um, if I was going to do a dog walking service, it would be just me, right? I don't really need a legal structure. Um, and number five, right? You're really breaking down the services you offered if you haven't done so already, right? Um, Explain if there's any intellectual property or copyright issues or patent filings, right? Um, I think like I make my dog's food by hand. I do homemade dog food, and I do have some like I wouldn't call them patented recipes, but if I was gonna sell like homemade dog food, I would probably copyright right the recipes. Does that make sense? Or if you have a product, you would probably copyright that. I don't know how you would copyright a service, right? Like house cleaning. So does that make sense? So the intellectual property or copyright may just not apply to you. Marketing and sales, right? How are you going to market? How are you going to put your business out there, right? Um, Funding request again. Many or most of us won't this won't be a part of your structure, right? So you can just ignore this, or if you do have are going to need funding, right? This is your place to fulfill this component. Financial projections. I wouldn't spend too much on this one. This one gets really sort of theoretical. But you want to talk about how your business is stable and how it's going to how it's going to be a financial success. Okay, so think of those as the eight main main parts or structures. More or less, right? And we also have a reading on different um, examples of business plans, right? So when you click on that reading, you're going to see it organizes it by clothing, fashion, children, pets, right? Accounting, cleaning, construction, right? All these entertainment, right? You name it. Like it just goes on and on. One of these templates should meet your needs. For a business that, you've been thinking about or something that you could do. Does that make sense? So I find the one for, cleaning and repair. I'm looking around, cleaning products. I'm not a cleaning product. I'm a cleaning service. Cleaning and upholstery, cleaning and... Okay, so I find, right, a cleaning business template, right? Cleaning houses. So as you can see, right, this is broken down into short little paragraphs. There is a infographic visual. But I think this is a pretty good example, right? And this one, instead of the mission statement, it's sort of, right, the mission statement or company description, it calls it the problem and solution, and then it goes into market analysis. So different business plans call these things different. So if you want to call it problem solution, I think that's kind of nice, right? Like, what's the problem that you want your product or service to solve, right, in your area? So I kind of like that problem solution, but that is the mission statement, right? And then we get into marketing analysis, right? So you have a good description of that. This one goes into competition as part of marketing analysis. I love that. So you have a lot of examples of what a business plan looks like specifically for your type of business, right? House cleaning or a service or entertainment or arts or whatever, right? Tree pruning, whatever. So I hope all of these templates are helpful for you. Yeah, and this will be due Sunday night. If you have any questions, email me. And I look forward to seeing everyone's business plan. Okay, thanks, folks.